Page 275 on Annex C. Code book, please. Continue, Mr. Muhammad Ali.
C.2.1 All requirements contained in this annex apply to both Category 1 draft hood equipped and Category 1 fan assisted combustion appliances. At no time shall a venting system for a certified Category 2, 3, or 4 appliances be sized with these tables. The alternative sizing methods described in this code may also be used to size the venting system for a draft hood equipped appliance. At this time, alternative sizing methods have not been developed for fan-assisted appliances. Therefore, until engineering data is developed for allowing alternative sizing method for Category 1 fan-assisted appliances, these vent tables shall be used.
Okay, so sir, it said that in those general venting requirement from C2.1 until C2.16, these are related to Category 1 appliance only. The general venting requirement for Category 1 appliance only. And on Category 1 appliance only, we have two types of appliance. One is with draft control and one with fan assisted. Okay, one is with draft control, one fan assisted. So please, we are not discussed regard to Category 4 or 3 or 2. Okay, Muhammad Ali.
Sir.
Do you remember what was Category 4, the venting for Category 4? What type was it? It was C vent, B vent, or what type of vent for Category 4?
ULC 626?
Yeah, BH. Okay, another name for a 630C come in your G2 test, BH. Okay, yes, and Category 1, what type of vent, sir?
Is C-type or chimney?
C-type of connector, okay? So C-type is connecting to either chimney type A or type B, okay? Type B, chimney or... So on those table that we're gonna go, C table, C1, C2, C3, C4, we'll see that we do have on those table, we have two types of appliance, either natural draft or fan assisted. Okay? Either natural, no more, natural draft or fan assisted. Now, on those table, you will see that natural draft, when we talk about either natural draft, you install it in the loose house or tight house. Okay? If it's loose house or tight house. Okay, we do have on those Category 1, those appliances, the structure of the house, either loose or tight, right? We don't have middle. Do you have middle? No. So if it is on the loose house, we go under maximum capacity. And if it is a loose, a tight house, if it loose under max, if it's tight under depressurized. Okay, and also if we install natural draft in the loose house, but the loose house has any type of fan, washroom fan or kitchen fan or dryer, so again you go under depressurized capacity. Okay, now this is for natural draft. For fan assisted, we do have between min and max. Okay, so the capacity, it should be matched between min and max. Okay, continue now, please. C.2.2, sir.
C.2.2. The vent tables included in this annex apply to vents and chimneys internal to the structure below the roof line. Exterior chimney or vent not enclosed by the structure or a chest below just below the roof line can experience continuous condensation, depending on locality. A chimney with one or more sides exposed to the outside of the structure shall be considered to be an exterior chimney. A, type B vent, or a certified chimney lining system passing through an unused masonry chimney flue shall not be considered to be exposed to the outdoor. The DP column, depressurization column, shall be used to determine the capacity of the venting system within the building constructed in accordance with clause 8.2.1.
Okay, according with the clause number 8.2.1 is tight house. You remember A and B. Here, would you highlight it? A chimney with one or more side exposed to the outside of the structure shall be considered to be an exterior chimney. So we do have interior chimney and exterior. If any chimney has one or two sides exposed to the outside, it considered as exterior chimney. But most of the chimney is inside, right? Okay. Okay, Mr. Benyam, C.2.3, please.
C.2.3. If the vent or vent connector size determined from the tables is the smaller than the appliance's dropped hood outlet or flue collar, the smaller size may be used, provided that A, the total vent height is at least 10 feet, B, vent or vent connector for appliances dropped hood outlet or flue collar 12 inch in diameter or smaller are not reduced more than one table size. Example, 12 inch to 10 inch is one size reduction. C, vent or vent connector for appliances dropped hood outlets or flue collar above 12 inch is a diameter are not reduced more than two table size. Example, for 24 inch to 20 inch is a two size reduction. D, the maximum capacity listed in the tables for a fan-assisted appliances reduced by 10%, calculated as 0.90 times maximum capacity. And E, the dropped hood outlet is greater than 4 inch in diameter. For example, a 3 inch diameter vent or vent connector shall not be connected to a 4 inch diameter dropped hood outlet. This provision shall not apply to fan-assisted appliances.
Okay, so let me explain what it's talking about. C.2.3. C.2.3 is saying that if you want to make a reduce after flue collar, the pipe is under the draft hood, okay, that we call it flue collar. You said we can reduce the draft hood after draft hood in those conditions. It has to have one of those, all those conditions, A, B, C, D, E. First of all, only we can reduce if the height is more than 10 feet. It shouldn't be less than 10 feet, the height. What's height? The height of the chimney or the vent, B vent. If it's less than 10 feet, we cannot make any reduction. Now, assume it's more than 10 feet. B, you can reduce that only if it is less than 12 inch, up to 12, by one table size. Okay, table size on the table, it come, any side it come 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, okay? We don't have like 11 or 9. So if it's coming one table size, for example, 12, you can reduce it to 1/3 to 10, okay? But if it is more than 12, for example, 24, you can reduce it to table size. For example, if it's 24, the next one is 22 and 20. You can reduce it to 20. Okay? And also, all the width you using it should be 4-inch. We don't use 3-inch. So you cannot reduce 3-inch connected to 4-inch, except if it's fan assisted, is separate. Okay? Would you continue, please, sir?
C24. A single appliance's venting configuration with 0 lateral length is assumed to have no elbow, is in the vent system in table C1 and C2. For all other vent configuration of single or multiple appliances, each vent connector shall be assumed to have 290 turns, 90-degree turns. For each additional 90-degree turn or its equivalent, the maximum capacity of each individual vent connector listed in the venting table should be reduced by 10%, calculated as 0.90 times maximum listed capacity. For natural draft appliances, and 15% for fan-assisted appliances, except for manifold common vent. The final turn into the vertical vent shall be counted as 190-degree turn for each vent connector.
Okay, sir. Table C.2.4, what's talking about? It's talking about that from table C1, C2, C3, all those tables that will have some of them tonight, and those tables, it already consider for two elbow 90. Okay, so on those table, we already have 290, right? If it is more than 290, for each elbow, we have to reduce the capacity 10%. If it's natural draft, it is fan assisted 15%. 245 we consider as 190. Okay? And also, another thing, when we use to have a manifold also is considered as one extra elbow. Everybody understand, or can I repeat it again?
Can you repeat again, Messi?
Sure. Okay, Mr. Arif, those tables that we're gonna read it, table C1, C2, this table, we're gonna measure the vent size, okay? The vent sizing. In this table, they already consider 2 elbow, okay? It means that if you run your vent from furnace to the venting to the B vent or A vent, if there is 2 elbow, it's okay. If more than 2 elbow you put it, for each elbow, you have to reduce 10% if it's natural draft and 15% if it's fan assisted. In manifold, if we have manifold, each manifold is considered as 10%, equal to 1 size of the elbow. We will go, sir, when we get to those tables, we will go review those. Okay, Mr. Arif? Would you have me look after next C.2.5, please?
Yeah, sure. C.2.1. If vent connectors are combined prior to entering the common vents, the maximum common vent capacity listed in the common venting table tables shall be reduced by 10%. the equivalent of 190 degree elbow, 0.90 times maximum common vent capacity. See figure C.9. The horizontal length of the common vent connector manifold L in figure C.9 should not exceed 1.5 feet or 457 millimeter for each inch. 25.4 millimeter of common vent connector manifold diameter.
Okay, so it said if the vent connector, okay, for example, you have two appliances, one fan assisted, one furnace and hot water tank, okay? If you have with two appliances, so both appliances, it goes to one vent. We call vent, it connect to one vent, we call that common vent, okay? We call it common vent, okay? It said the maximum common vent capacity listed in the table shall be reduced 10%. So on the common vent, we reduce it 10%, which is equal to 90 degree elbow. So the capacity we reduce it. And also those, we call it lateral, those connector, for example, connector appliance, furnace, you want to connect to chimney or B vent. It has one length of the C vent, right? We call it this lateral. This lateral is said that it shouldn't exceed the maximum length of this lateral, 1.5 per each inch. Either in some book it say 1.5 feet per each inch, or if it comes 18 inch per each inch. 1.5 feet and 18 inches is the same. Okay, if Mr. Amir, I have 4-inch vent.
Yeah.
4-inch vent. What's going to be the maximum lateral? 1.5. Yes. L is 6 feet. Okay?
Oh yeah, yeah.
The lateral, the maximum. Please highlight this one, 1.5 feet. It come in your test. If they said how many inch? Yeah, 18 inch. So for example, 18 inch time. Now you want a L in the book, it come for feet, right? Okay, so 18 times 5 divided by 12. Okay. Any question?
I didn't get this point, Mr. Masih.
Okay, Mr. Adam. So when you connected the appliance to the vent or chimney, okay, it has a one length, right? C vent.
Yes. Yes.
This C vent, it shouldn't exceed 1.5 times the diameter of the vent. If
1.5
the
times
diameter
the
of the
diameter.
vent is 5 feet, how much is going to be?
1.5 times 5.
Yeah, how much? Is it around 7 feet?
7.5, yeah.
7.5 feet. Feet, okay?
Yeah.
7.5 feet. This diameter 5 inch times 1.5 feet. So it's going to be on feet. Okay, you got it now, sir?
Yeah, thank you so much.
Sir, thank you. Okay, Amir, would you please continue C.2.6?
C.2.6. If the common vertical vent is offset as shown in figure C.10, the maximum common vent capacity listed in the common venting table should be reduced by 20%, the equivalent of 290 degree elbows. 0.8 times maximum common vent capacity. The horizontal length of the offset shall not exceed 1.5 feet for each inch of common vent diameter.
Okay. It said if the common vertical is offset. When do we have offset, Amir? Like, let me give you an example. Like, for example, you want to run your appliance vent and you will see one beam. One beam is here, okay? Now you want to pass this vent through this beam. So how you going to pass?
We should put the elbow on 45.
You have to put 2 elbow, right?
Yeah.
290 elbow. So each elbow is 10%, so it's going to be 20%.
Yeah.
So when you have an offset, you should have deducted 20%. And the length of this horizontal, the same.
C 2.7 that one.
Yes, sir.
Use seal level input rating when determining maximum capacity for high altitude installation. Use actual input rating for determining minimum capacity for high altitude installation.
Okay. So you do have furnace module, okay?
Yeah.
So if you use this furnace on sea level, what does sea level means, Mr. Khaled? Mr. Khaled, on the sea level, is the pressure is higher on the sea level or if you are on mountain?
Pressure is going to be reduced because it's going to be up there.
No, where? Reduced? In mountain or in the ocean? On
But the
sea
motion
level?
is going to be more.
Yes, sir. Okay. Because the atmosphere, right?
Yes.
Pressure highest. Okay. But when you go on the mountain, no,
Yeah.
is lower the pressure.
More. Yeah,
no?
reduced. Yeah.
Reduce. Sometimes if you have a heart problem, you shouldn't go
Up.
too much on high, right?
Yeah. Can
Okay. So,
breathing.
yes, sir. So if you go to the mountain, so you have to use the maximum. So maybe one question it comes on the sea level, what the capacity you using it? Use the maximum capacity.
Maximum
Okay.
capacity.
Yeah. Would you go C.2.8, please?
Okay. C 2.8 for appliances with the modulating input rates, the maximum vent or vent connectors, fan minimum capacity determined from the tables shall be less than the lowest appliance input rating, and the maximum vent or vent connector, fan or net max capacity determined from the table shall be greater than the highest appliance input rating.
Okay. See, sir, it said for an appliance with modulating. Modulating, we have two. One minimum, one maximum, right?
Okay.
Said, and if it is fan assisted, on fan assisted, we have min and max, right?
Okay, sure.
He said the minimum of that one should be less than minimum of the table, and maximum of that one modulating should be more than the max of the table. Okay? And one more for us, C.2.9, please.
Okay, C.2.9. A fan-assisted furnace may be common vented into an existing masonry chimney, provided that A, the chimney is currently serving at least one draft hood equipment appliance, and B, the vent connectors and chimney are sized in accordance with the table C7 and C8.
Yeah, please highlight it. Please make sure to understand this one clearly, okay? So when you have only a fan assisted, you cannot connect it to chimney. Only the fan assisted, it cannot connect to chimney. Why not? Because during the off cycle of the fan assisted, because there is no gravity, there is no force, nothing that push this gas, whatever left, to out. So what happened? The
Spillage.
gas is gonna be backdraft. It's gonna happen condensation and back to the combustion area, and it's gonna make it corrosion. and it get corroded. So, by this margin, and the next one too, the only fan assisted, we are not allowed to connect it to chimney. Chimney, we talk about chimney, not B-vent, okay?
Gotcha.
Because chimney, the resistance of cool is the highest, right? It gets so cold, right? But if it come with another appliance, no problem. Either another fan assist or another natural draft. Okay? Would you read C.2.10 too?
C.2.10, single appliance venting for of a fan-assisted furnace into a tile-lined masonry chimney shall be prohibited. The chimney shall first be lined with either a type B vent, size in accordance with the table C.1 or C.2, or a certified lining system.
Okay. So if you have this type, what's going to happen? You have to run the chimney liner.
Okay.
Now, when you're running the chimney liner, what's going to happen? It's not anymore type A.
Chimney.
It's going to
No
be
more
type
chimney.
B.
Yes.
Now, chimney is 2 layer, and between layer is air, right?
Yes.
So it's going to be double wall now, right?
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Khalid. Okay, we explained this one. Did you understand or no? Okay, we say that only single appliance, fan assisted, is not allowed to connect to the chimney.
Yeah.
Why not? Because during the off cycle, the gas exhaust, it will back up because there is no draft control, no by force, right? So we went it back, we have back draft. It causes CO and also it causes corrosion too.
Yeah.
So what you have to do, if you have it in case, either you change the vent or run the chimney liner. Now the chimney liner is gonna be, make it double wall. So when you wanna size it, you have to go table C1, C2 there. Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you, Ms. Lily.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Ms. Lily. It was good.
Thank
Thank you. Okay, Jen, would you read C.2.11?
Yes, sir. C.2.11, certified corrugated metallic metallic chimney liner assistance in masonry chimneys should be sized according to table C.1 or C.2 for desiccated venting, and table C.3 or C.4 for common venting, with the maximum capacity reduced by 20%, 0.8 times maximum capacity, and the minimum capacity as shown in the applicable table. Corrugated metal vent system installed with bands or offsets required additional reduction of the vent maximum capacity, seems cross C.2.6.
Okay. C.2.11. He said now you have your fan assisted and you have to run the chimney liner. Okay? So you have to find, if it is one appliance, okay, go table C1 or C2 and reduce the dark size 20%, the vent size capacity 20%. Okay?
Okay.
And if it is offset or manifold, the same. But if it is 2 appliance, now you will go on table C4, C3 and C4. Okay? On common one. Okay? Dedicated one for single one and common one for 2. Okay. Jen, would you go C.2.12 too?
Yes, sir. C.2.12. For multiple units of gas utilization equipment, all located on one floor, available total height should be measured from the highest draft hood outlet of flue color up to the level of the cap of terminal. vent connector rates should be measured from the draft hood outlet or flue color to the level where the vent gas streams come together. This is not applicable to multiple story installations.
Okay. You said so for multiple units, when you have multiple units of gas utilization, all located on one floor. So the highest is going to be the high one, and it to the vent cap termination from flue collar. Okay, and for those multi-story, we have another one. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Jen. C.2.13, please, Mr. Arun.
For multi-story installation, available total height for each segment of the system shall be the vertical distance between the highest draft hood outlet or flue collar entering that segment and the center line of the next higher interconnection. T.
Okay. On those multi-story that has been designed for an engineer, so you cannot do any change. Okay. For example, on the multi-story, you do have all the hot water tank connected is natural draft. So now you want to put the fan assisted, you are not allowed to. You have to do it the same natural draft. Why? Because, sir, it's been that vent is been designed for this multi-story. If you change one,
You
the
have to
rest
change
is
it.
gonna be it
Yeah.
has to be changed them all. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's what we say on a multi-story. You have to do exactly the same.
So re-entry is going to be same.
Yes, sir. It has to be exactly the same. Okay.
Yeah.
C.2.14, please.
C.2.14. The size of the lowest vent connector and of the vertical vent leading to the lowest interconnection of the multi-story system shall be in accordance with table C1 and or C2 for available total height up to the lowest interconnection.
Yeah, on table C1, C2, we will.
C.2.15. If the desired vent highest and vent connector rise and or lateral are between to the table increase, liner interpolation shall be permitted for calculation of the permissible appliance input rating. Extrapolation beyond the table shall not acceptable.
Okay.
C.2.16.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Ms. Abidi. Thank you, sir. Okay. He said, if the desired vent high and the vent connector rise, if the L and R that we have, for example, in the table, they give a height 10, or they give a lateral 7. But on the table, you have lateral 6 and 8. So we have to do interpolation. Interpolation, I will show you how to calculate later on when we get to those tables. Okay? So you have to find, for example, I give you an example. We said we have height 10, lateral 5 for table C1. Height 10, lateral 5. But in the table, I have height 10, lateral or that connection, I have it 4. And again, for the height of 10, I have lateral 6 too, but I don't have lateral 5. You have to calculate it. I will show you how to do the calculation. It's a special type of interpolation. It is a math, okay? So those guys who are little weak on the math, they have to do it over and over. And so they will learn, okay? C.2.16, please.
Yeah, C.2.16, when the venter table permits more than one diameter of a pipe to be used for a venter connector or vent, the smallest permitted diameter should be preferred.
Okay, when the vent table permit more than one. Well, okay, on your table, when you calculate, you have 2, 3, and 4, or 4 and 5, or 6 and 5. Which one is the best to choose? The smaller is better. So the loss is lower, right? For the vent. Yeah. Okay.
Hi, sir. I have one question.
Sure, why not?
For C.2.7, it says use actual input rating for determining minimum capacity for high altitude installation. What's that mean, high altitude installation?
Okay, C.2.7, it said we do have either you are stay in the high level or low level. Low level is sea level. Okay? When you are on sea level, you should use the maximum capacity.
What's that mean, high altitude? High altitude installation.
Okay. See, on the capacity of high altitude means we have, sometimes we have fan assisted between min and max. Or you have those type of furnace with modulating min and max. Okay? So if you are on the highest level, you should use the minimum. And if you are on the sea level, you should use the high altitude installation.
C.2.15. Yes.
I gave you an example. I said in the book, it said that, for example, for height 10, the table, it gave a lateral for 4 and lateral for 6. But now I was working in the job site and my lateral, this is lateral, okay, here. I will explain so you will understand.
Between elbow to elbow is lateral.
Yes, between here, sir. Here is my lateral, 10. Okay? So, it said if this lateral is not in the book, you have to do interpolation. Interpolation, I will teach you later on how to do it. Okay, let's please look at it in this drawing. Everybody see that? The height. This is the height. This is the height. Where is the height? Is between the termination to flue collar. This is the height between termination to flue collar. This is the lateral. C vent or B vent or whatever, lateral. In this appliance, if it looks like this, sir, or Miss Lily, this is fan assisted. It looks like this, fan assisted. Fan assisted. Okay? Fan assisted. So in here, we do have one appliance. It's only one appliance, right? Single appliance. H is 30, lateral is 10. This connector, this one, this connector, it says single wall. Single wall means sea vent. Here. So in this case, we do have one appliance, B connector, single wall connector to the B vent. Here is B vent, sir, B vent. Here is B vent. B vent, Here is single wall connector, B-WAN, single wall connector, termination. B-WAN, single wall connector, termination. You got it, sir? So please, in this table that from now on we're gonna practice it, we need to have three major information. One is how many appliances? Is it one or more than one? One or two more appliance. What type is it? Fan assisted or natural draft? What's the height?
30 feet,
30 feet. What is the lateral?
10 feet.
10 feet. What type of vent? B-vent. What type of connector? Single wall connector. So is single appliance, fan assisted, single wall connector to B-vent, height 30, L10. And we need to have capacity of fan assisted. Find the diameter of here, this vent, D, diameter of the vent. Well, now I want you to understand first, B vent, second, single wall connector, third, what type of appliance, fan assisted or natural draft, and how many appliances. We gave you the height, lateral, what we need, diameter. We gave you the height, lateral, what we need, diameter. Harun, look at here, sir. This one, the same as previous. First, we gave you the height is 10.
Yes.
The lateral,
It's
how much? 5. And what type of appliance?
It's fan assisted, draft hood equip.
Draft hood. See that draft hood.
Draft hood, yeah.
What type of connector?
Single wall connector.
Single wall connector. What type of vent? B vent. So
B-vent.
I have B vent, one appliance, natural draft, single wall, B connector, single connector, B vent.
Yes.
Next. Sir, so look at here, sir. What type of vent is it? It's chimney.
Yes.
Chimney, okay? Masonry chimney.
Yes, type A.
Type of the liner here is clay. Clay masonry chimney.
Yes.
Okay, so this chimney, what type of vent is it?
Type A.
Single wall.
What you mean here?
Type A, yeah, type A connector single wall.
Yes.
Okay. Type A, and we give you the size of 8 by 8 inch inside area of the chimney.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And we need this diameter. We
Oh,
gave you the height
yes.
from termination to blue color to here, okay?
Yes. And the lateral as well.
And lateral as well. So this is chimney. Here, the glaze is 8 by 8. The
It should
glaze
be-
liner.
So the size of the chimney is 8 inch. So what is the
Yes,
circle
8 by 8, yes. The size of glaze is 8 by 8. Sir, in the chimney, it has 2 layers. One is brick, one is glaze. Yeah, glaze is hard material. They cook it in the oven.
clay?
Clay, yes, C-L-A-Y, yeah, clay.
Okay. So so the outer is brick and the inside is clay.
Yes, here
So,
is,
so 8 inch brick and then clay 8 inch.
yeah, 8 by 8 is a nominal size. Nominal size 8 by 8. Later on, we have another table that he gave you 8 by 8 equal to how much area? We will go through those later on. But remember that they gave you this number is either 8 by 8 or 8 by 12. I want you to see what it is. When we get to those tables, we're going to calculate everything, sir. Just right now, I want you to understand what is the chimney and what's clay and what's the connector, all those. We're going to go step by step and how we measure this one. If this chimney, okay, if this chimney is permissible, if it is okay, that after I find the size, the diameter, first I'm going to calculate this diameter. Then I want to know that if this chimney is permissible to use it for this appliance or not. Those are some conditions that I will let you know later on. Okay? Just I want you right now to see what's chimney, single appliance, okay? Okay? See here now they put a chimney liner. Okay? Chimney liner. If you remember when we use a chimney liner, you have to reduce 20%, right? And go on table C1, C2. Okay, look at now. Okay, so far we went one appliance. Now two appliance. Okay, so when it comes to two appliance, look at this one, two fan assisted one. Okay, 1, 2, two fan assisted. Now we don't care about lateral no more. Now the rise is important. How much is the rise? R1, R2. These two rise. When it's come as a combination, in the combination, height is the same. R1 is 2, R2 is 3. Now first I'm gonna find D1, then D2, then D common vent. If you remember, we say common vent, it means from here is common vent. This vent is going to this vent, and both it goes to one common vent. Okay? When it's two or more appliance.
Sorry,
two,
Mr. Messi, what was the R1 and R2?
Rise.
Oh, okay, thanks.
Rise. R1, R2, how much rise here?
Okay.
Okay.
So there is no single wall, right? Direct beam vents.
Yes, sir. Hold on. No. Only on this one is B vent. B vent, B connector to B vent. We do have single wall connector, those riser to the B vent too. We go through those later on. Okay?